Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Journey to Baby Jordan. So, I have the ultrasound video at the end of this video. Today I'm going to go over my glucose and my anatomy scan. So, like I said, I had my son over 18 years ago, so I couldn't remember the glucose and the anatomy scan. I don't remember any of this stuff really. But I have been doing YouTube like videos looking at the glucose and stuff. I pretty much, for the anatomy, it just says, it tells you everything about the baby, how it's growing, what it looks like, all that jazz, right? So, for the glucose, I'm just like, okay, it's supposed to say, like, if I have diabetes, or I guess, like, what the placenta can handle. So, but a lot of these females are, like, 20-something weeks along, like 27. Excuse me. And so, I'm up here confused, kind of, why am I having this early? But I was like, I don't understand. I don't think they would give it to me unless I was supposed to have it early. So I get into the doctor's appointment. I'm scared. I'm a little scared. I'm a little nervous because I'm like, I'm feeling off because everybody else has theirs at a different time to what I had mine. And I get back there and I'm picking out the drink. And I pick out fruit punch. And I'm like, this kind of tastes like Hawaiian fruit punch, but with like some some caffeine or some, I don't know. I can't really explain it, but it wasn't a bad tasting drink. I know Junior was hungry already. My appointment was at 9:30. We got there about 9:15, 9:20. They called me back not long after I had checked in. I picked out my drink and I drank it. So she's, telling me that, to how long I'll have to wait, and then I'll have to come back and do my blood work. And I'm like, okay. So I step into the hall, they get me, they're like, okay, we're finna do the ultrasound. And I'm like, okay, finna get to see the baby again. She's like, okay, yeah, Veronica, go ahead and get your anatomy done. And she says, this says that you're so far along. She said, this kind of don't seem right. And me and my husband look at each other and we're like, we was kind of already wondering because I was YouTubing some stuff and it was saying that I should be a little bit further along before I should be doing this. And you will actually hear her in the ultrasound. Like when you see the ultrasound, you'll hear her talking about it. Like, you shouldn't be here. And I'm looking at my husband like, what the heck? So she couldn't see what she needed to see. First of all, you can't eat or drink nothing. You can just take small itty bitty sips of water when you're doing your glucose, right? That's all I had was like 2 or 3 itty bitty small sips that AM because I was so thirsty. And there was no water. There was no water for her to see anything. And so she's like, this is not going to work. I got to go talk to them because you shouldn't even be here this early anyway. So I'm looking at my husband like, what the world? And so she goes and tells them, comes and gets us, and we go sit in the doctor's office, and he's going over and talking to us and saying that they have a new receptionist. And apparently she put us in for that. But I was telling my husband, I said, on the way to checking out, I thought I could halfway, pregnancy brain is real now. It really is. But I really thought I could remember someone telling her to set that up. I don't know who it was. But it's like I thought I heard somebody say that. So I don't really know if it was on her. All I know is next month we go for our anatomy. they're going to go ahead, ooh, I'm so out of breath, and use those levels that I had. They said 140. They like it to be under 135. But 140 is what, you know, is what they consider you having digestive diabetes. I was at 136, so they said that that was fine. They'll use that. That'll take that. I don't eat a lot of sweets, you know, unless it's something that the baby wanted. Like I wanted a lemon pie, so I had some lemon pie. But with pop and juice, I pretty much water that down with ice and water. Like the baby just don't want a lot of sweets. Now some fruit, oh my gosh, this baby will tear up some fruit. But my glucose was good. I have to go back for an anatomy scan. There's no way I could have done that. And she said I wasn't even far along enough for her to see what she needed to see, plus me not having water in there. So I will have to go back for that. But that is what happened. I was not supposed to have either one of those. It was scheduled too soon. It really should have just been another visit. But my glucose is done. It passed. I don't have to go back. I do have to go back for an anatomy scan, which we are very excited to see because we get to see everything about the baby. They took a lot of blood work. They took like, I want to say 8 or 10 different of them things from me when we went that day. And I felt weak. I felt sick. I felt off. I did not feel good at all. Like, it took me about almost the end of that day before I started bouncing back. The baby's spine is good. All the stuff that they checked with the blood, they said, like, the baby is good. Like, he don't have any problems. Like, he is good. And I told my husband, I said, we're just going to have to wait till we go to the doctor's appointment. I said, because I know you don't want to look at it on my phone, but it had like this long list of things that they checked my blood for, and everything was good. So I said, okay, that's a lesson. Thank you, Father. But that is what happened during the visit. We passed everything. We did good. And now I'm going to let you guys see the ultrasound. What we could see.
Do a blood test to find out the gender?
I went to sneak a peek. They showed, I think after the gender reveal, they showed me the ultrasound, and it was a wee-wee, a clear wee-wee.
149's heartbeat. Well, you're too early to do your anatomy scan. Baby is too little.
What's anatomy scan?
That's where I look at all the organs, make sure everything is how it should be, but I don't know how. Somehow your stuff is off. Like having the good glucose and
She shouldn't even be doing that right.
Oh, the hair gets bigger and bigger.
now, have you had gestational diabetes before?
Uh-uh.
It's kind of early to do your glucose.
That's what I was thinking, because when I YouTubed it, because I remember my son's 18,